Hi guys, I'm Celia and I'm in Mrs. Moss's 4th period. The book I'm going to talk about today is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. The book takes place in 19th century London and has, in my opinion, 3 main characters. The first character you get introduced to is named Basil Howard. He's a painter. He is also very talented. He's smart, very well-rounded in a sort of way. The second main character would be Lord Henry. Now, Lord Henry is very philosophical. He thinks very deeply. He also is interested by the third main character, Dorian Gray. Dorian Gray first met Basil at a party he attended. Then they became friends, and Basil decided to paint Dorian Gray. Lord Henry was visiting Basil, came across the painting. Basil explained to him how the name of the poser was Dorian Gray and how Dorian Gray was very special to him. Gray was his muse. Every time Dorian Gray was with Basil, Basil would create the most wonderful paintings. Lord Henry mentions that he would like to meet this Dorian Gray. But Basil becomes worried because Basil feels as if Lord Henry may corrupt Dorian Gray's innocence in a sort of way. Once Dorian Gray and Lord Henry meet, Lord Henry compliments Dorian Gray on his beauty and youth. He tells Dorian Gray how one wishes that they could stay forever young and beautiful. He also mentions how if only Dorian Gray can stay as beautiful and as youthful as the picture Basil has painted of him. That's the moment when Dorian realizes that he's gonna grow old, he's gonna get ugly, he's gonna get wrinkly, and time will be the end of him. He instantly wishes he will stay young forever and the painting will grow old and ugly. Later on in the story, Dorian Gray begins to notice changes in the picture. He is also given a book from Lord Henry that consumes his mind. He revolves around. He just lives by it. Dorian Gray soon becomes narcissistic as he is seeing the occurring changes in the picture. I think the big question here is how far would Dorian Gray go to conceal the secrets that the picture holds? I feel like Oscar Wilde wrote this book to show that the way you look and how you are doesn't really matter. If you revolve around those things, it will cause more damage to you than you really think. It was once said that Oscar Wilde saw Basil as himself, and he saw Dorian as someone he would like to be, and he saw Lord Henry as what the world saw him. I say these things because a writer usually reflects what's around him into his book, and if his characters reflected him, it would make sense. Someone who should read this book would probably be someone who's really into philosophies, or someone who likes to read a book that has a deeper meaning to it, because it is really deep. I would rate this book 2.5 out of 5 stars. Kind of made me fall asleep at times. It was really hard to read this book, mostly because the dialogue just kept on dragging on. I also enjoyed it, although it was boring at times. It was also interesting. If you want to figure out what happens to Dorian Gray as he conceals the secrets of the picture, you have to read it. Bye!